guy in a Chicago bar. This is now 20 years ago since I got to L.A. So in my last days of Chicago, every bar in Chicago, almost literally, and I mean like a handful of bars in Chicago, don't have a pool table. So we were in one of the bars with the ubiquitous pool tables, and it was a crowded weekend night, and my friends and I were shooting pool, and people were too closely packed in around the table. And I noticed one girl pointing at me and saying, him right there, aggressively to a gaggle of fellas that she was with. And I went over and I was sitting on a ledge in a windowsill in this bar, and I notice a guy come over to me, and he starts talking into my ear. We're not making eye contact. I'm looking at my friends, and this guy starts talking in my ear and saying, you have to go apologize to that woman over there. And I said, what's that about? And he said, you stuck a pool cue into her butt.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's your move, though. That's actually.
I love Q and anuses.
That's
my thing.
That's actually
that's
called.
I love doing
that's
that.
actually called a Shek in some north side Chicago.
Just like the woman left the bar.
Yeah.
I left Chicago. Everybody knew Dameshek and his pool cue in the anus move. You know. So anyway, now like, what are you talking about? Why would I stick a pool cue into some strange girl's tuchus?
Right.
You know, of course I didn't do that. And he persists. Nope, you must go and do it. I'm using foul language at me and everything. And I'm not looking at him, and I start patting him on his back. And I said, keep it up, champ. She's really impressed with you, tough guy. You're really putting on some show here. Next thing I know, I catch one in my right eye. A closed fist. I said, what? He just hit me. He just hit me. I couldn't believe it.
He did not.
He punched me.
And what did you do?
I got up to confront him. Stunned as I was, I got up to confront him, and my friend Tony had pushed him, like he saw the guy punch me, and he pushed him over the pool table and had him laid down, and I was going to go, he was kind of pinned down. The guy would have been a cheap shot, but then again, the guy just punched me without me looking at him. I was going to punch him, and the guys, the bouncer guys got in there. I was the closest I've ever come to a proper fight.
How often do you think about that night?
I haven't thought about it.
Not at all? I'm trying to make your larger point, which again was on the rundown at the production meeting.
I wasn't there for that. I was getting some green Sprite cans.
Green cans. Like a swell. The question is though, like, you don't think about like, oh, I wish I had got that punch in. That night.
Yeah, I wish I had.
But I'll be honest, that night doesn't haunt you at all.
No.
Okay, you and I are friends for a reason. A lot of things haunt us. We don't get past a lot of things that happened in the past. This you're fine with. Some guy assaults you, which I got to tell you, I think about all the time, and you didn't pay him back, and you don't think about that. You blocked it out of your mind.
I guess I was raw about that. Yeah, I guess I was. I haven't really thought about it that much though. Because it was, if I would have, I guess it's one of those things where yes, if I would have cowered in the moment and thought I backed down and I shouldn't have, and I lost my manhood as a result of that, that would plague me more. This was such a fast thing, and I was going to, in fact, cheap shot punch a guy sprawled out on a pool table, except that the bouncers came and broke it up. I would have socked him, but, it was cool. It was also cool for the next week or so that I had an actual shiner.
Yeah, you got some tail off that I bet.
Terrific.
All right. Get some respect and be a tough guy anyway. Sure. Can I ask you, Donovan, can you do me a favor or Jacuzzi Gary, please? Can we have the man who assaulted Dameshek that night somehow get word out there? Put that out there, up there in the Ethernet or whatever. I want him reaching out.
I'd love to think of the name.
More
of the bar.
hash to be settled. You getting in line with this guy.
It had like a golf theme to it. I remember that.
The bar?
Yeah. It had like you could play. I think you could. Maybe they had like some
like a putt
miniature
or something?
golf holes or something on the first
in
floor.
Chicago. How weird. What year would this be? 89?
90? Before I moved out. 98.
No, 90. Oh, before you moved out here. Okay,
yeah.
This is after. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How great.
Just before I moved out. Yeah.
Oh, how cool will that be? Do you want to hit somebody tonight?
Is my choice the three of you?
Donovan, get in here.
Was it Fairways?
Maybe. I don't remember. What street was it on?
Calling on Gary for that, but
he's doing research.
I'll show myself out.